Hello and welcome to the Sounds and Symbols mini video series, The Road to Literacy. This is session number 18, and today we're going to take a look at phonics. That's mapping language sounds to the corresponding alphabetic symbols. This mini series of 20 videos offers activity ideas to help to promote the foundational skills required for literacy success. You will find this introduction at the beginning of each session to remind you of the skills you are helping your child to gain and to explain how these contribute to literacy success. Sounds and Symbols is committed to play-based learning, the belief that the spoken word should come before the written word, Vygotsky's sociocultural theory of cognitive development, that language is the root of culture, that a child's culture is significant to their learning, and that children learn within their community role. That building knowledge upon previous knowledge is how children learn, through holism, bringing together everything that they know, and that children learn through doing. This diagram shows indicators of good literacy. Children learn through experience. This is gained from their environment and their interactions within it. The skills on this diagram are evident in children who are good at literacy. By promoting these skills, it is possible to establish a sound foundation for literacy. Each indicator has been identified through educational research. Children who struggle with literacy are often weak in some of these areas. For a more in-depth explanation of these indicators, please refer to the Literacy Unlocked webinars at www.melsis.co.uk/eduweb. Teaching children through music is a very natural, fun and enjoyable and successful way to learn, and this is especially true of literacy because language and music have a great deal in common. Facility with language and the ability to discriminate and to manipulate language sounds are the most important precursors to literacy success. Musical activities offer a means of playing with language sounds. By focusing on developing an awareness of language sounds, a secure literacy foundation can be laid. Listening to stories, singing songs, reciting rhymes, and enjoying finger plays and action songs are the bedrock of early literacy learning, as they help children to tune in to language sounds. They also help to create a fun and playful environment in which children can learn to identify, match, and manipulate language sounds. These skills are essential for literacy. Today we are looking at the topic of phonics. I'm sure you can find so many things out there on phonics. So phonics is about teaching children to match the language sounds to graphemes. A grapheme is a written form of a sound. The sound is called a phoneme. Unfortunately, the English language does not have a one-to-one letter-to-sound correspondence. As English has contributions from many other languages, here's some examples. We have very diverse spellings. So for example, kudos, photo, psycho, from Greek. We have ketchup and kumquat from Chinese. We have broccoli, pizza, piano, and others, of course, from Italian. These are just examples. Antique, nautical, aquarium from Latin. Ski and nudge, the Scandinavian words. And beautiful and cafe, note here there's an accent on cafe, from French. Hence, learning to read and write is quite a laborious process in English. Despite the same spelling pattern, sometimes the patterns can take different sounds even. This is obviously not a beginning of children's learning to read and write, but further down the line, they'll encounter words like these. So they've all got the same spelling at the end, O-U-G-H, but read the words, different sounds. Trough, tough, bow, bought. So the same spelling pattern has got 4 different sounds to it. Sometimes you just have to learn the words. Initially, when children are learning to read and write, you need to help children to sound out and blend letters together, blend the sounds of the letters together to make words, and also to segment the letter sounds in words when they're reading. So they look at the words, sound out the letters in that word, and blend those sounds together to make a word. We did some of that in the last session. So let's see what you can do to help. There's lots out there on the internet, but I have a few more ideas for you here. You can, of course, use flashcards for sight words. So sight words can be words that are commonly used, or they can be words that don't fit a pattern, like the word said. So either way, these become sight words. In the end, all words become sight words because we read them all by sight, until we find a word that we have not encountered before, and then we have to try and look at the sounds within that and recognise patterns that we know to work out what the word might be. So one thing you can do is you can use, of course, you use letters. One way to start is using 6 little letters, S-A-T and P-I-N. It's nice to use like little wooden letters or plastic letters that are in the shape, because of course you can play with them and feel the shapes as well. S-A-T, and we've got P-I-N. So we can put the sounds together, sat, sat, itna, I can't hold these for you very well, itna, pin. And these 6 letters are very good to start with, because you can make lots of little words with them. So you could maybe print out, like I've done here, print out letters, and children can move these letters around and make words. So they can look at the letters, make some words, and then try and write them. So this is helping to ingrain these patterns and the sounds in their heads. So if they're looking, sounding out, and then writing, it helps reading, writing, and spelling all in one go. It reinforces what children are learning. Also, you can have letters just printed out like this. You can pin them up, put them in different orders, ask children to make words. So we've got the same 6 letters here from Satpin. It's just put them on the desk, move them around. You could make large letters, put them on the wall. Ask children to bring you certain letters, see if they can bring 3 letters that will make a word. Talk about the vowels, what happens if you change the A to I. How does the word change, for example? So playing with the words and playing with the sounds. So that's what I've got under there under play letters, play with the letters, play with the sounds. We've also got the alphabet song and the alphabet rap that we looked at in the previous session, looking at letters. Play with sounds, make words, match rhymes, in, pin, sin, put a different sound with its matching letter on the front of a rhyme. So in or at, and see how many different words you can make. Practice putting letters in order, example for a child's name, and then look at the word, say the word, and write it. This helps to embed it in the children's memory. I have quite a few activities here from Florida Reading Research Centre. You can find that yourself, you can just Google it. And there's lots of things that you can make and print out. So for example, this little one, and you slide it along, make different words. So we've got ag, the rhyme ag, and you can have bag. What else can we have? Sag, or we can have flag. So children, look at this, make words and then write them down. Same one for 8, date, plate, fate. We've also got short words. When children are learning to read, they can learn to sound out. I called CVC words, consonant, vowel, consonant words like r, a, n, ran. So it's the beginning of learning to blend these sounds together. And these ones rhyme. So if we change the R to T, the children should be able to know that that now says tan. Change the first letter to K. Now it says can. Pl. We have a blend now at the beginning. Plan. Man. And now we've changed the end to app. We've got app. And then trap. App. And so it goes on. Cap, sap, pack, rack. And then children need to know, it's a bit like rain. If you put a T on the front, rain becomes train. If you put a T on the front of rack, it becomes track, and so on. So this is a process that builds up slowly over 2, 3, 4 years, or maybe a lifetime. We're always learning new words and new vocabulary. Then of course you can get on, once you're doing your small words, you can bigger words, banana, spot, motorcycle. It's obviously more complicated words. Caterpillar. See how important it is for children to be able to recognize syllables. Makes it easier to read words, certainly easier to write them. Telephone. So this is the process of how it builds up, but this is not over a week or something. This is over several years. Obviously children need to see books and need to read and write every day as much as possible. There's lots of activities out there. We've got one more here that I can show. Oh, there's one on, this is putting syllables together. Chicken, chicken. Again, these are from the Florida Reading Research website. Babby. If you came from Yorkshire, you might say babby, not baby. Babby. And this one, robot. You have to know the words, because it could just be robot. But then you would say that, you'd say, no, robot isn't quite right. Is it robot? Yes, yes, robot. Slightly different. These vowels are often quite tricky with how they're pronounced. Another one I have here is quite nice. It might be better if it was made of card, but this little cube has just got single initial letter sounds on it, initial letters, and this one has got words that will, endings that will go with it. It's onset and rhymes. So you have app. Oh, that's not much of a word. Far. Aim. Fame. Okay, so the children throw them like dice and then put them together, make a word, and then so however they land, they would write the word and decide, is that a real word or not a real word? And they could write them in 2 columns, real words and non-real words. Something you could put out on a table and children could just do that on their own or together in a group. So quite a few little ideas for you there. I hope there's a few things that you haven't seen before. Thank you very much for joining me again. Remember to observe each child. Can each child sound out the letters? Remember, this is very, very important. Can each child blend the letter sounds to form words? And can the child segment the words into different sounds to read the words? That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please join me again for the next one, number 19, and it's about motor skills. Thank you very much.